We will go through this very insightful topic. This is very, very important considering the developing markets and developing economies like the different Asian countries like Pakistan. As per contents, I made a very short, you can say, presentation on this webinar so that a crux of this topic should be shared with all of you. So the contents will be consist of three major points. So the first point will be, first of all, we have to know what is GFSI and what is their vision and how they are operating and what is actually the strategic objectives which GFSI set for the food industry. The second point which we will discuss will be what is the scenario in Pakistan, like what is the GFSI certification status in Pakistan. I will share with you that how many SMEs currently we have in Pakistan and what is the different, you can say, benefits which these SMEs can extract from this global market program, which is an initiative of Global Food Safety Initiative. And last but not the least, I will share with you how this program you can use within your professional food industries and within your current food safety management systems, and how different sectors in Pakistan can get benefits out of this capacity building program. Global Food Safety Initiative basically is a private organization. This was established in 2000 by International Trade Association. It's called the Consumer Goods Forum. You can see the logo on the right side of the slide. It's called the Consumer Goods Forum. This forum is basically a representation of International Trade Association. So just like ISO are the standards which is managed by International Standard of Organization, same like GFSI is powered by or is derived through the Consumer Goods Forum. So this was created in 2000, and this is basically Global Food Safety Initiative is a multi-stakeholder forum. Why it is a multi-stakeholder forum? Because almost 400 to 500 members, they are collaborating on this forum to benchmark, to set some capacity building programs for the food industry, mainly comprised of world leading retailers. Like in Pakistan, you have the names like Metro, Carrefour, which was previously Hyperstar, and Walmart and Tesco, Costco. So these are the different retailers who are one of the stakeholders. Likewise, manufacturer. If I say manufacturer, all the corporate and the medium manufacturers, they are also part of this multi-stakeholder forum, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Unilever, Nestle. These are the top brands, top manufacturers who are part of this Global Food Safety Initiative collaborative platform. Likewise, it also have many service providers within its collaboration. Likewise, food service industries, international trade organizations, then certification bodies, and on top of that, they also have the participants from academia and government or regulatory sector. Vision of GFSI is to have safe food for consumer everywhere in the world. It means that if an organization having a GFSI recognized certification, it means its product is safe for every consumer. So currently GFSI have 5 different offices. Their headquarter is in France. They are having their 2 offices in Asia. So you can imagine that their focus in Asia is higher. 1 office in Japan, 1 office in China, and then they are also having their office in Latin America. Then they have their office in America as well. So from their offices, you can see that they are not only focusing the developing markets, but developed market as well, because ultimately the objective of GFSI is to achieve globally recognized food safety certification standards. So yeah, so here you can see that to make sure their vision like safe food for consumer everywhere, GFSI set 3 strategic objectives. So the first strategic objective is benchmarking and harmonization. Benchmarking and harmonization means that they actually, this forum, this multi-stakeholder forum, they have a technical member committee who review food safety standards coming from certification program owners. Here I would like to share that what is certification program owner. You normally hear the name of IFS, you BRC, FSSC, Global Gap. So these standards are owned by one of the organizations, like FSSC owned by FSSC, Global Gap owned by Global Gap, IFS owned by IFS body. So these bodies are called as certification program owners, and the bodies who are conducting the audit of these standards are called certification bodies, like SGS, like Bureau Veritas, like Intertech in Pakistan, and many other fields. So the certification program owners like IFS, FSSC, Global Gap, they present their standards in front of the technical committee of GFSI, and those technical members evaluate that standard considering food safety, food fraud, food defense, regulatory requirements, auditing competencies, and auditor integrity program also reviewed within their review. So after reviewing, they actually benchmark the standard, and that standard is called then GFSI benchmark certification standard, or GFSI benchmarked scheme, or GFSI benchmarked certification program. So once they benchmark it, so what is the benefit of this strategic objective? The benefit of this strategic objective is that if any organization got certification on GFSI benchmarked scheme, then their product is considered as accepted everywhere in the world. So if a mango processing industry working in operating in, you can say, Multan, and if they have BRC, IFS, or FSSC certification, then their product will be accepted everywhere in the world based on this GFSI strategic objective, one certified, recognized everywhere. But few other trade agreements, trade barriers, they still remain there. But regarding food safety point of view, their product will be safe for consumer everywhere in the world. That's why this one key objective is achieved. The second key objective, this is, I must say, this is the most interesting objective. It's called capacity building program. They have introduced this topic which we called, which we will discuss in this program. It's called global markets program, and we will go into detail of this global market program. This program is basically alternative to the certification, because if you are not having a certificate, then this basically, this program, this global market program, give you a pathway to achieve the certification in a period of 2 to 3 years. So we will share it in detail. The third objective is public private partnership. This is very important, and this is lacking in developing countries like Pakistan. We are not having so strong public private partnership. Our governments, our regulatory bodies, they are going in one side. Our manufacturers, they are going on one side. Our consumers are stuck between the two bodies, and due to lack of public private partnership, there is no sense of food safety culture within the markets. So this is basically a GFSI certified status in Pakistan. uh, just imagine the first bar you can see. Pakistan is an agriculture country. We are having 210 million population, and I will share with you, let's suppose, how many corporate and SMEs we are having currently in Pakistan. And just imagine that the number of certified site is 307. This is very few. So the major leading, uh, you can say, the benchmark certification currently we have in Pakistan is FSSC food. So FSSC food, we are only having 150. I can say even corporate organization have this kind of certification. Even SMEs still struggling to achieve the FSSC certification. So just 150 sites. And if I say the suppliers can be 100, because many supplier have 2 sites, 3 sites, 4 sites, like Coca-Cola have 4 sites. So as a supplier one, but sites can be 4. So less than 100 suppliers are certified on FSSC. FSSC packaging, we are having just 54. It's a good number in terms of packaging, but still we can go far beyond this. Like Global Gap, we are having less than 60. It's a 58 supplier. Likewise, the other standard in food manufacturing industry is BRCGS, British Retail Consortium. Global standard, 27 organization achieved this certification. And then BRCGS, if we see the packaging is just 12 organization. So overall we are having around 307 organizations certified on GFSI. So this is the updated directory. I have taken these figures from BRC directory, FSSC directory, Global Gap directory. So considering the amount of food manufacturing organization in Pakistan being agriculture country, the number is very low. So if we will go to our next slide, I will share with you now the potential. Yeah. So in this slide, you can see that as per SMEDA, which is Small and Medium Entrepreneur Development Authority of Pakistan, they, based on labor force and business worth, they declared that Pakistan has 3.3 million small and medium enterprises. And I will say that 3.3 million is covering also textile as well, non-food sector as well, and food sector as well. But if I can estimate the food SMEs will also be, you can say, might be 500,000 SMEs we still have under the segment of food. If we'll just consider 500,000 SMEs in Pakistan who are dealing with food sector, who are dealing with agriculture sector, and number of certified site is only 307. So even this is less than 1%. So we are having a huge improvement area where we can push our SMEs, where we can move our SMEs. Why these SMEs are important? Because just see in this slide that 40% of our country GDP is coming from SMEs. And we are even getting 25% export earnings from these SMEs. And our more than 80%, now I must say it's between 80% to 85% non-agriculture workforce. Why I say non-agriculture workforce? Because normally, being agriculture country, our 80% of the labor is involved in agriculture, and rest of the 20% non-agriculture workforce, of that 20%, 80% is basically linked with this SMEs sector. And SMEs basically, you can say, is extracted in the form of a number of employees and business worth, like you can see in the slide: micro SMEs, small enterprises, medium enterprises. So it means 3.3 million SMEs means these organizations have less than 99 employees and having less than 40 million business turnover. So here, this is basically the program of GFSI capability program, and it's called as Global Market Program. And basically, it's a roadmap for safer food and to have local as well as global market access, but specifically for those business operators who are having, say, business scope under SMEs, because this is particularly for small and medium businesses or less developed businesses, for emerging economies. If I will set this definition, Pakistan, we can say Pakistan is the right market to launch this global market program, because you can say sometime aim and objectives, it is intermixed in terms of definition. But here the aim is effective food safety management system. Why I say effective food safety management system? Because if you ask a student who just qualify matriculation exam, if you ask that student to go for PhD, he cannot achieve the PhD level. So to achieve the PhD level, he has to go to college level, then university level, and then go for PhD. Same here is the aim, that effective food safety management system. It means with creation of food safety culture, you should go for food safety system certification as a continuous improvement process. So this is aim, and objective is this global market program is a non-accredited program, means there is no certification of this program, but it takes you in a period of 2 to 3 years toward accredited certification of global certification schemes like FSSC, BRC, IFS, SQF, Global Gap, and likewise the other. And the second and the most important, which is actually the intent of SME, is to have market access to the global retailers, to the corporate retailers, and to the local market as well as the global market. Here, this slide is very important, and this is basically will be the key takeout for all of you as a food professional, as a student. And so this is a phased approach. You can see this is a stair model. You can say I normally use the word CD. So you can see the first step of this model is self-assessment, because if you want to achieve certain level, if you want to achieve the highest level of the stair, you have to first do self assessment. So this global market program, the first phase is to a self assessment. Based on the self assessment, you can see, you can say, you can evaluate that, okay, my organization at which level. You have to assess your organization on basic level, and then you can define, okay, at which percent compliance my organization is. So basic level means if your organization after self assessment is at certain level, then GFSI propose that you can have a 1 year to achieve this basic level. And I can share with you that basic level has 54 requirement, and 1 year has 54 weeks. So if you truly implement one requirement one per week, then 100% basic level you can achieve in a period of 12 months. So after 1 year, when your organization achieve basic level, then you go for intermediate level. Intermediate level also contain 52 requirements, again 1 year program, 54 weeks. So you can easily achieve intermediate. Once you achieve in a period of 2 year intermediate level, it means you touch the 60% requirement of any GFSI certification standard. Your organization sustainably qualify that 60% of the requirements is met. Then within a next 1 year period, which is the third year, you can easily move your organization towards any of GFSI certification benchmark standard. So this is a very sustainable process, and you can move your organization in a period of 3 years from a very basic level of compliance to international certification level. Yeah. So by having this global market program, we can have benefit. Who can have benefit? Every stakeholder can enjoy the benefits. Either it is supplier, either it is a government or regulators, either it's a retailer, manufacturer, or food services. For a supplier, what are the benefits? They can achieve certification very easily within a period of 2 to 3 years. They can access not only local but the global market as well, and they can contribute and they can send their product to regional and international markets, and they can increase the country's GDP not only through local trade but export sector as well. What is the advantage for government and regulators? Their wish list is to see the compliance when they visit the food factories, and with this approach you can have this when you do enforcement or action. And then you can build a strong public private partnerships as well, as I have shared earlier in my slides. And on top of that, whole supply chain system become efficient, become safe, and people can have the safe food, consumer can enjoy the safer food as well. For a retailer, brand manufacturer, food service, the major thing is risk. So they can manage their risk if the backend supply chain is integrated with the food safety culture, with the GFSI benchmark certification program. So they can manage their risk. They can improve their market linkages, and they can improve their buying. They can enjoy the business as well. So all the stakeholders within the food supply chain, they can enjoy the benefits of the global market program.